What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Bass Union. Today we're on Lake Oroville. It's a week after Thanksgiving. I'm stuffed. Let's see if these fish are still stuffed and if they want to still eat. But we're going to be fishing a little different environment. Last week we were fishing a lot more like tapered banks, flats, creek channels, and we were doing pretty good. We caught some good fish. So this week we're fishing some steep bluff walls. We're going to be fishing a lot of that incoming water. Just see what we can put together and hopefully have a good bag. Let's see what happens. So right here, I'm just putting on a Bass Union weedless Ned. This is a 16th ounce, 1/0. I'm gonna pair it with a Z-Man Big TRD. See if these fish want something like this. A 16th ounce, get that slow fall along these steep rock walls. Sometimes they'll grab it as it's sinking. And then when this thing hits the bottom, that flat mushroom head style, it's gonna stand that bait up just like that. And just let it sit. I'll come up and just grab it. Oh, there's one on the fall. Hit the Ned. Oh, not a bad one. Just watching my line, I started taking off a little faster than normal. You know, when you're throwing these really light baits, you get used to the fall rate in the water as it's sinking. You get used to what that looks like, and when something looks different, you got a feeling. Reel up, check for pressure. Chances are it's going to be a fish. But that's the first one of the day on the old Deadly Nedley. And it is straight up glass today. Bluebird, not a cloud in the sky. So I'm just kind of concentrating on any kind of shade I see. So the water's come up about 5 feet since the last video. Lake Oroville is rising. That storm really did us pretty good. I think overall it's came up a little over 30 feet that we've got. So it's pretty good. So I'm gonna give you guys a little tip when you're fishing these reservoirs. You know, we got this incoming water. One thing I'm always looking for is the thermocline. You know, that's basically where the water temperature changes all the way at the end of the middle fork. Dead giveaway is all this floating debris. You know, with the cooler water, it's more dense. Usually see debris stacked up in an area where the water temperature changes. So right here, we're sitting about 51, 52 degrees. I just went past here just to see if there's any fish back there. Curiosity got the best of me, and it got down to 42. Dead giveaway, debris. So I'm gonna start from here, and I'm gonna keep working back out until I find some active fish. Oh, looking at it. He's got it. That one came all the way from the bottom. Came up, was curious, like, what's going on? Just strolling one of my kind of swim bait heads with a jerk shads. And just like that, warmer water, 54 degrees, and we got one to go. Keep moving. That swim bait head right there. So fishing these steep cliffs, just catching some spotted bass. Gotta love it. Right back to the scene of the crime. This is where I caught the first fish. And they're grouped up in here. I mean, it makes sense. First creek. That one coming right up there. There was one. Oh yeah. Just strolling my little minnow. Water's got a little color to it over here. Have I mentioned in the last few videos that these fish are just healthy? Real healthy. Came up for it hot. That's what you want to see. On the jig. Second cast with it. No, I couldn't leave home without it. First cast I had multiple bites, but you know how it is. A little rusty the first little bit getting back on the water. But I'm gonna get the swing of things. Purple jigs and cliffs. Gotta love it. So on this one I actually did a matte purple with a brown accent color. So when you guys are choosing these things, you can select the primary color and the accent color. So a little more custom for you. Another one. Jeez, oh, there we go. Throwing all finesse stuff, slow falling, picking up that jig, getting bites. Good eat too, good penetration. We're getting there, getting better. All right, another jig kind of day. That rod screeching again. Nice. Okay. Good one. This one's probably a 2 1/4. This is a good guy. Solid. Man, this purple jig is getting them everywhere I'm going. This felt spongy. A lot of clones, but they're fat. Oh my goodness. Fat. Look at that guy. Smallest fish of the day so far. Felt that one, he just lifted up with it. Felt the weight of my jig and just disappeared. This fish is rough looking. Look at its spines. Ugh, nasty. Right there, almost right under the boat. Oh, not a bad one. Not a bad one. Little thick one. Thickums. Catching jigfish on the slot, the main body, coming up the middle fork. Catching jigfish up here too, along these steep cliffs, bluff walls. This is the year of the jig. That's a good one right there. That was crispy. I was wondering when we get a good one. Oh yeah, best one so far. Tink. Fatty McFat fat. Heck yeah. On the jig. Man. Eating it today. That's a 2.5 all day, 2.7. Man. Bam! Jigs and cliffs. Gotta love it. There's one. Drag him below the boat. Little guy. Actually, it's probably a 1819. Come on. Not bad. I'm tossing up shallow, and it's super steep, and you got all these little ledges, all these little steps. You might sink 5-10 feet before it hits the bottom. And in some spots, it might be even deeper. It might sink 20 feet, 30 feet before it's the bottom. Dragging it, hopping it, going past that next step, and letting it fall down. They're either suspended or they're right up on the steps. And I'm just trying to introduce this jig where they're hanging out. So far, this has been the ticket to get some decent fish today. Kind of crazy, the very first time I ever fished Lake Oroville, I was with one of my old coworkers, Joey. And he took me up here. We beached the boat and literally sat up on one of them rocks and proceeded to catch the living crud out of them. Of course, I didn't, because this was my first time fishing, and he was out here. He was just left and right, bam, 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 just catching them. From that point on, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna learn this. This is the challenge. I gotta figure out this whole fishing thing. I think I caught like 2 fish that day, and he caught like 50. I mean, he was the wizard that day. Whacked them. Every time I come up here, it always kind of reminds me, you know, where I started. You know, just sitting up there on that rock. Really don't know a thing. Now I get to get out here and know a thing or two now. Humble beginnings. About 12, 13 years ago, I started fishing. I was 21. One thing I like about fishing, you're able to reflect on the past and, you know, choices you made in life and what you're gonna do in the future. And fishing, just awesome thing. I wish everybody could experience it. There's one. Dragging along this flat. Here's to you, Joey. Thanks for taking me out fishing, man. I got absolutely hammered. Got it that time. There we go. There's a better one. There's a better one. Yeah, buddy. Now this one's for you, Joey. That last one was a little rat. Getting jiggy, baby. That's how I like it. I don't understand how they get just the tails. It's like, you eat it, you eat the whole freaking thing. Come on. Now we got it. This only took 3 tries. Little one. Ugh. Ugh. I never in my life. This is the nastiest fish. He's got an infection or something. Ugh. Look how nasty that poor guy. No wonder he kept missing the jig. He's only got one eye. He's over here eating blind. And he finally got a taste of that jig and oh, there's another one. Bunch of little ones. There it is. Sucker. Ate it and spit it. That fast. It's like they don't got hands. Come back. Maybe your little buddy. Oh, too slow. Oh my goodness. I got a tournament this weekend. I need to He's so rusty, man. These fish are so picky today. The last one ripped the tails on my trailer, and I had like half a tail, right? Going through all these fish, nothing. I'm like, all right, screw it. Put on a little Rage Craw. First cast, get a bite. Picky. That was crispy. Just dredging bottom. Good one. Love it. Man, a few more casts. I'd say it'd be a good day. And we caught probably, I don't know, 20 to 25 fish. Great day of fishing. We'll say this rod I've been playing with, this Ecstasy. This is a 753. This thing is pretty sensitive. I'm liking it. Got it paired up with a Shimano SLX DC. Pretty sure this is either 12 or 15. Can't remember. But good little setup, straight fluoro. There he is. Worked hard for this fish. You hit it once, popped it, missed it, let it sink back down, came back for it. Man, there's so many spots in Oroville. If you guys are dying to just catch fish, this is the place to come. So that's gonna do it for today's video. Coming up to the Middle Fork, it always brings a sense of nostalgia for me, because this is where I really put a lot of time in when I first started fishing. You know, fishing all these bluff walls, all these steep cliffs and stuff, all sorts of different techniques. You know, sticking it out with a dart head from the get-go, Texas rig, and then learning the jig. I mean, float and fly, Senko, Ned rig. I mean, so many different techniques I've learned in the Middle Fork. So if you guys are new to fishing, you have access to a boat, get up here, Middle Fork, catch some fish, learn a few new techniques, and have a great time. Today, main deal that worked for me, obviously the jig. I love throwing a jig. That's like my bread and butter. That's how I've really made a career on. There's bait up here. There's a lot of fish. There's a lot of activity. I mean, you can catch them any way you want. Hopefully you guys liked today's video. I'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate you all watching. We'll see you guys later.